For 90 years, Augusta National was the one place where time stood still. No phones, no running, no corporate logos. But this morning, the Green Jackets decided to chase the algorithm. Chairman Fred Ridley just announced that the 2026 Masters will officially recognize LIV Golf qualifications. But that's not the part that has purists screaming. For the first time ever, Augusta is creating content zones, where fans can use cell phones and live stream the event. They are turning the Cathedral of Golf into a TikTok stage. And there is one more rumor that sounds impossible, but my sources say it's true. They are reportedly saving one sponsor exemption for a YouTube golfer to play the Par 3 contest on national TV. Subscribe and hit the bell right now. If you want to know which YouTuber is getting the invite, click that button. Let's ruin the tradition. Here is how the Masters decided to sell out. Augusta National just dropped a nuclear bomb on the PGA Tour, and the fallout is going to change the sport forever. For over 90 years, the Masters has been the most predictable, slow-moving institution in sports. They don't chase trends. They don't panic. They famously took decades to change membership rules. But today, they just announced a shift so radical that it threatens to destroy the PGA Tour's entire fall season overnight. In a move that caught every insider off guard, Augusta has decided to rewrite the rules of how you get invited to the most prestigious tournament in the world. They are sidelining the traditional American ranking system and handing golden tickets to 6 specific international tournaments that most casual American fans have never watched. PGA Tour players are frantic. Sponsors are pulling money from US events. Agents are frantically booking flights to Tokyo and Johannesburg. And amidst the chaos, they casually mentioned that Tiger Woods is redesigning part of the course, a headline that would normally break the internet, but is barely a footnote compared to the structural revolution they just launched. Why did Augusta just declare war on the status quo? And who is about to lose their career over it? To understand why this is terrifying the golf establishment, you have to understand the psychology of Augusta National. They don't make changes for fun. They make changes for survival and control. Remember the early 2000s. Tiger Woods was destroying the course, overpowering par 5s with a wedge. Augusta responded with tiger-proofing, lengthening holes, growing the rough, planting trees, reshaping greens. They spent millions to protect the integrity of the tournament from one player. That was a physical change. This 2026 announcement is a political one. For decades, the path to the Masters was simple. Play well on the PGA Tour, climb the official World Golf Ranking, OWGR, and get the invite. It was a system that heavily favored players who stayed in the United States. If you grinded out top 10 finishes in Florida and Texas, you were safe. Augusta just looked at that system and said, "We're done with it." They are asserting their independence. They are reminding the world that the Masters does not work for the PGA Tour. The Masters works for the game of golf. And in their eyes, the game of golf is no longer just American. Here is the leak that has everyone scrambling. Starting in 2026, the qualification criteria for the Masters has been completely overhauled. The win and you're in status is no longer just for PGA Tour winners. Augusta has designated 6 national opens as direct qualifiers. They are calling it the Global Gateway. If you win one of these, you are in. You get the wax-sealed envelope. You get the drive down Magnolia Lane. The Japan Open, the Australian Open, the South African Open, the Spanish Open, the Scottish Open, the Hong Kong Open. This changes the math of professional golf. Previously, winning the Hong Kong Open might get you some world ranking points, but it wouldn't guarantee you a spot in a major. Now, it is a direct lifeline. This completely bypasses the PGA Tour's intricate point system. It means a player ranked 150th in the world can bypass the entire American circuit, fly to Hong Kong, win 1 week, and steal a spot from a PGA Tour veteran who has been grinding all year. It is the democratization of the Masters, and the American establishment hates it. The immediate fallout has been brutal for the PGA Tour's business model. The Fall Series, those events played in the US from September to November, are bleeding. These tournaments were designed to keep stars playing after the FedEx Cup, but with this news, they have lost their leverage. Reports indicate ticket pre-sales for these fall events are down 20%. Why? Because the fans aren't stupid. They know the stars aren't going to be there. Why would a top 50 player grind out a 4th place finish in Mississippi for ranking points when they can fly to Tokyo, try to win the Japan Open, and punch a direct ticket to Augusta? The incentive structure has flipped. Agents are already telling their clients, skip the US fall, go global. We are hearing reports of major sponsors trying to renegotiate their contracts with the PGA Tour because they know the TV ratings are about to plummet. Viewership for late-season US golf dropped 8% last year. This move will likely kill it entirely. The Fall Series is in danger of becoming a minor league loop, while the real action happens overseas. Now, let's talk about the masterclass in PR that Augusta just pulled off. In the middle of this structural earthquake, they dropped a nugget of news that was designed to soften the blow. Tiger Woods will lead the design of a new short course as part of the redevelopment of the Augusta Municipal Golf Course. This is classic misdirection. They gave the traditionalists something to smile about. Look, Tiger is building a course. Tradition, legacy. It's a beautiful story. Tiger Woods, the man who defined the modern Masters, leaving his physical mark on the grounds. It connects the local community to the global icon. But make no mistake, this news was the sugar to help the medicine go down. While everyone is tweeting about Tiger's course design, Augusta is quietly dismantling the power structure of the PGA Tour. They used Tiger's name to keep the headlines positive, while they executed a ruthless business pivot. It proves that Augusta National understands the media game better than anyone else. But while the US panics, the rest of the world is popping champagne. This move is going to create overnight superstars. Take a guy like Kaito Nakajima. He's a 22-year-old rising star from Japan. Under the old rules, he would have to grind for years to crack the top 50 in the world just to get a sniff of Augusta. He would have to move to America, learn the courses, and fight through Q School. Now, he just has to win his home open. The Japan Open in October just became a major for him. The stakes are astronomical. This has triggered a bidding war for TV rights. Broadcasters in Japan, South Africa, and Spain are suddenly throwing money at these national opens because they know the drama will be insane. Imagine the Sunday drama at the Australian Open. You have 3 guys tied for the lead. They aren't just playing for the trophy, they are playing for the Masters. The pressure on that final putt is going to be equivalent to a major championship. Augusta hasn't just changed a rule. They have unintentionally created a new global tour that rivals the PGA in excitement. Here is the angle nobody is talking about yet, but it's the one that will cause the most controversy. Does this help LIV Golf? LIV Golf players have been tumbling down the world rankings because their events don't get points. They have been desperate for a way into the majors. Well, Augusta just gave them a map. Most of these national opens, like the Hong Kong Open or the Spanish Open, are often co-sanctioned by tours that might allow LIV players to compete. If a LIV player can enter the Spanish Open, win it, and get a direct invite to the Masters, they have effectively hacked the system. They don't need world ranking points anymore. They just need one good week in Madrid or Sydney. This opens a back door for the rebels. Augusta National has always stayed above the fray of the LIV versus PGA Tour war, but by creating these open qualifiers, they might have just thrown a lifeline to the very players the PGA Tour is trying to banish. If Patrick Reed or Bryson DeChambeau shows up in Hong Kong, the ratings will be massive, and the PGA Tour headquarters will be fuming. Let's go behind the scenes to the people who actually run the sport. the agents and managers. Right now, phones are melting down. A golf schedule is a delicate ecosystem. It involves appearance fees, sponsor obligations, travel logistics, and rest weeks. This announcement blew that ecosystem up. Agents are having to rip up contracts. They are having to call American sponsors and say, "Hey, sorry, my guy isn't playing in the Texas Open this fall. He needs to go to South Africa." Think about the logistics. You have to move caddies, equipment, and families across time zones. You have to deal with visas. You have to deal with jet lag. One prominent agent was quoted off the record saying, "It's a seismic shift. The roadmap we built for the last 20 years is gone. We are building a new map on the fly." The mid-tier players, the guys ranked 50th to 100th in the world, are the most stressed. They used to be comfortable. Now they have to become globetrotters if they want to save their careers. The comfortable life of a PGA Tour pro just got a lot more complicated. How does this affect you, the viewer? Get ready to ruin your sleep schedule. For years, we watched golf on Sunday afternoons. But now, the most important golf of the fall might be happening at 3 a.m. in Tokyo or 4 a.m. in Sydney. We are going to see the rise of shadow leaderboards. Fans will be checking their phones in the middle of the night to see if their favorite player made the cut in Hong Kong. Golf Twitter will be active 24/7. It creates a fragmented but constant engagement. The sport never sleeps anymore. We will also see a shift in how we value tournaments. Casual fans who never cared about the South African Open will suddenly be tuning in because the stakes are tangible. If he makes this putt, he goes to Augusta. That is a narrative that anyone can understand. It simplifies the complexity of world rankings into a simple win-and-in drama. Let's read between the lines here. This is a massive flex by Augusta National. Augusta is reminding everyone, especially Commissioner Jay Monahan, that they hold the keys. They don't need the PGA Tour's ranking system to tell them who is good. They don't need to follow the rules. They are the rules. Insiders describe the meetings between PGA Tour officials and Augusta representatives as polite but tense. The tour knows they are losing leverage. They can't stop their players from chasing these invites. Or if they try to ban players from playing in the Japan Open, they look like villains. Rory McIlroy, never one to stay quiet, poured gas on the fire. He tweeted, "The world's best should have to prove it everywhere." That is a direct shot at players who stay comfortable in the US bubble. Rory sees the vision. He knows that a true world champion shouldn't just be winning in Florida and Texas. He is aligning himself with Augusta, which leaves the rank-and-file American pros stranded on an island.